Well, all these trees you see here, except for that large one right there, all of these trees, all these elms, I grew from seed, and I brought them out here and planted them in this like semicircle, and then I went ahead and carry water up here and water these seedlings. Hopefully when they get tall, all this will be just one big shaded area in the afternoon. Sun sets right through there in the center, right between these two trees. Right, let's see, right there. That's where it sets. Sun sets right there. So hopefully once all this grows up, this will all be a nice shaded area. Other thing that's going to happen here, I don't know, right now it's only about 3 inches tall. Everything you see growing on the ground, by the end of May will be about 3 foot tall and full of blooms. Now that big tall tree is something that used to be growing on the front of my property and actually was growing right on top of where the water line to the house comes in. So I said, well, that's not a good place for it. Of course, when I moved it, it wasn't that tall. It was only 14 foot tall. So I dug it up, root ball, and carried it back here and planted it. This tree here, this was the sister. Those two were growing as twins. I dug them both up. This one wasn't as tall. It was only about 8 foot tall. Root ball and all came back here and planted it, and I've been nurturing it. And again, it's something I hand watered. So can't tell I love my trees. I just love when they're all green. Got a couple of bur oaks here to complete the circle, and then I've got some more. These trees are mostly saplings, and I just took care of them. And they have done well on their own. So anyways, I'm looking forward to lots of flowers this year. Got a bunch of gay feather back there, which is really kind of odd. I took some pictures of it so you can see what it's about. It's not in bloom yet, but the odd thing was is that when I was in middle school, I was bullied. Odd thing was they used to call me Gay Ray. Like, what the fuck? That I would grow up and own a home in which wildflowers would come up, and one of them would be called Gay Flower. It's a pretty little bloom. It grows about 3 to 6 feet tall, and it puts out this long. It's just I'll have to show you a mature picture of them, but they're quite magnificent. They're just almost like a Roman candle going off of just color. But again, it's going to be purple. You know, most of the wildflowers I have growing out here tend to be purple. I have some that are blue, and then everything else usually is a yellow flower. So here's some. These are just little things that come up naturally. These little pink things, and they're all over the property, and they come up. They're purple. I've got see all these little yellow flowers coming up here? These will come up and they'll just be everywhere. Now this is some more bearded irises. This is a garden, some that I've got on property that the previous owner planted, and these are some that I've been meaning to transplant. But I got to find a place for them. That's what that bed's for. I showed you that bed in other videos. One of those I've got to get onto and get cleaned up, and then transplant these over there. And here's something I like. This is on the property. This is a little purple flower. It's called a wild verbena. You can see the plant here. This is a wild carrot. And this comes up on my property naturally, and it's drought resistant as heck. Don't have to water it or nothing. So I'm glad to have my pretty little flowers. More purple flowers just dotting the landscape. I don't know if you can see these yellows over here in the oh look, can you see the little ladybug right there? Oh, the ladybug right there. This is that's that gay flower I was telling you about. That's how tall it'll get to be, 5-6 feet tall. Ooh, now this is going to be nothing but blooms. I love these. There's bunches of them everywhere. And they put out little cascades of yellow flowers. I'm going to have some here that just come up on their own that are natural. Now I've got something else that came up. It's come up in years past. I haven't been able to identify it, but these things come out and they put up this purple. Look at this. Look how that's going to be. I mean, these things will, they're just gorgeous when they bloom. Just, again, a purplish pink flower. And they all occur, these I think were planted by somebody. I don't think these occur naturally. These are some that I need to transplant as well. Right now, I got lots of color on the back of the property. I've been trying to move it forward. And all this is going to, this may not grow up to be 3 foot tall, but all those little, there's about a couple of hundred little gay flower plants in this field, and they're going to be 5 or 6 foot tall. So I'll be taking pictures to show y'all that. See, this is another flower. This is a kind of a purplish little bloom. It's a tiny little cylindrical flower. And I think it's a blue one-eyed plant or something like that. It just produces the one flower. And then it produces a seed and it comes back next year. Lovely stuff. Here's a grouping of them here. And like I said, all this just occurs naturally on my property. I'm so blessed to have something like this. It's just nice to walk around your property and see color, I don't have to do a damn thing.